So let's go ahead and see how to use where object for basic and advanced filtering of the get process processes list. Let's start off by running get process. Now the information we're seeing here is about the individual processes themselves, and most of this is in numeric form. Let's go ahead and pipe get process to where object by typing get process pipe where object. Let's add the filter script parameter. Now you may remember that the filter script parameter lets you provide a comparison script, and the script must be enclosed in curly braces, and inside those curly braces we provide the filtering statement itself. For example, we could try and look at the processes that have more than 100 handles, and inside our curly braces we'd want to add $PS item. $PS item, or actually PS item, is a built-in variable that's used to reference whatever object was piped into the command. And I can also add handles, and then the comparison operator greater than, or GT, followed by 100. So what this looks like is get process, pipe where object, filter script, and in curly braces $PS item, dot handles, GT 100, and that's the end of the curly brace. And right away it's easy to see that the process list now only includes processes that actually have more than 100 handles, and that's what we wanted to accomplish here. Now there are a few other basic comparison operators out there, so I can change GT to LT to retrieve the process with less than 100 handles. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Now let's say I want to find any processes that have 0 handles. I can change the command to get process, pipe where object, filter script, curly brace, $PS item dot handles, EQ 0, end of curly brace. And we can see here that this just returns one matching process. Alright, so let's go ahead and switch our attention to the process name and the like comparison operator. Now this is kind of a fun operator because it supports the use of the question mark and the asterisk wildcard characters in string comparisons. So we want to see how that's done. Let's go ahead and take a look at processes that have the word win, or WIN, in the name. And we'll type get process, pipe where object, filter script, curly brace, $PS item dot name, like, quotation win, star, end quotation, end curly brace. Please take note here of how we're using quotes and the asterisk around win star. And as a result of running this command, we can see that there are quite a few matching processes. Now, most operators actually have a corollary reverse logic companion operator. For instance, I can change like to not like to return processes that don't start with WIN or win. Now you can also filter on multiple criteria using the AND operator. So I'll put together these two previous examples by typing get process, pipe where object, filter script, curly brace $PS item dot handles, GT 100, and PS item dot name, not like, quotation win star, end quotation, end curly brace. The thing to notice here is there's a fully qualified comparison on each side of the AND operator. Now taking this a step further, I can change that AND operator to the OR operator. And as may or may not be expected, this yields a completely different set of processes. Now this is all working pretty well up to this point, but the command is getting too long, so I want to shorten it a bit. So let's use the alias for get process, which is DPS, and also the question mark can be substituted for the where object command. Here filter script is essentially optional, and most users who use $PS item actually substitute $_ for $PS item. Now let's pull all those together and hopefully we get a much shorter script. And we'll type GPS, pipe, question mark, curly brace, $_ dot handles, GT 100, and $_ dot name, like, quotation win star, end quotation, end curly brace. Now one thing we want to point out with our script is that the filtering by process name, or paren, win, star, end paren, can also be accomplished in a more direct way. And we can do this by typing get process, name, win star. And hopefully you'll notice here that this particular construct is actually more efficient than when we used where object. And lastly, as a best practice for when you're building more complicated filtering scripts like this one, go ahead and follow the steps shown in this demonstration. Start with more complex to less complex. And so you want to first test each part separately and then combine these parts together. And this should make it easier to troubleshoot any problems using this kind of divide and conquer approach where you create separate commands and then pull them together using operators like or AND.